Alright, let's check it out. So we got Rashnagar versus AOD Gaming. GDI mirror matchup. Interesting. Good to see Rash playing this GDI. What we got? We got Rash on the right hand side playing his gold GDI. AOD on the left is blue GDI. AOD going with the insta deploy. Rash moving up towards the treetops. Both players getting their power plant up. I would expect to see power plant racks. Yeah, from both players. Ah, AOD going straight for the ref play. Greedy bastard. See how it is. Okay, getting a ref, putting a racks here. Interesting. Positioning. Meanwhile, Rash is his first ref down. What do we got? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? The silo cell. We got the second ref here. Both players pretty even. AOD has a slight equal lead because he got his ref down first. But it's not huge. So, third ref here, third ref here. A couple of exchanges here. Grens, nothing hugely favoring one per layer or the other, but on 2 kills each. Rash using a silo here to crawl towards the top fields. Might see a war factory here, maybe. Let's see. Alright. Vision wise, kind of similar for both players. AOD is slightly further scouting into the corner. Okay, 4 ref from Rash. Meanwhile, AOD is going 3 ref war factory. Where's he going to put the war factory is the interesting question. He's putting it here. Okay. Is this in Rash's vision? Not quite, but almost. Rash opting to go in with a slight Gren push. Okay, gonna get vision of this. There it is. Now up to 5 refs, so Rash playing the heavy eco game. Possibly going to get 2 war factory up now, or he might decide to tech into orcas. Very fortunate with this. If these were both a tile over, that tank would have been stuck. I think maybe 2 tiles over. So he's got 4 ref versus 5 ref. There's the war factory coming up. I think this shielded placement's always nice. I like doing it. Even in GDI mirror matchups, it's just a nice and secure place to hold. We're seeing AOD often to go bottom center. Okay, AOD is now to 6 ref. Whereas Rash is now on 5 ref, War Factory, and now he's switching to Orcas, which I think is the right idea. I'd be interested to know why Rash decided to go for the War Factory first. It makes sense if you don't have vision, you can possibly get a couple of Humvees up to get vision of this and then get Orca, but he has the early Orca. And what have we got happening? A couple of Humvees out from Rash. He's got 4 Orcas down here. You need 5 Orcas to take out a War Factory if it's repaired. You get 4 if you don't. Humvees up here. Pretty terrible against buildings. Not quite sure he's going to get a snipe off here. Mixed with the Orcas, he might. This is kind of what Love Handles used to do a bunch of, is these Orca Humvee plays. But I don't think it's gonna work a huge amount here. Meanwhile, we see AOD on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ref, 2 War Factory. Rash coming in with the Humvees, hoping to do some damage. Curious what he's aiming to achieve with this. He could take out the War Factory, get the Orcas, shoot it, and these just a little bit of damage to it. Just a flyby shooting would have been able to do enough damage to this to take it out, but instead he's pulling back. 1, 2, 3. Still spamming Humvees. Not quite sure what the motivation is here. And here's a huge risk you run into by crawling with your actual Orcas. It's something that you should try and spread them out a little bit better. Because now, if these tanks get on top of Rash, he's going to lose all of this. Right? The nice idea is if you can spread like 1 or 2 Orca pads here, 1 or 2 here, 1 or 2 here, and then just keep all your Orcas on the one hotkey. It's just a little bit of an insurance policy. You can see some rocket men coming down here from Rash to try and hold this. Humvees aren't going to be a huge help against medium tank armor. But, yeah, Rash should be able to use his orcas to take out the tanks. Meanwhile, at the top, the little attack force here from AOD. It's quite scary for Rash. He doesn't have much up here to hold it. He's aware he's going to bring the orcas. What if Blue went mass ref and Gren's orca? So if AOD decided to just go for mass ref orca play, it would have been a very different game. I don't think Rash would have built orcas at all. Interesting to see the mammoths popping out from AOD. AOD likes to get, I think he usually builds 4 or 5 mammoths before moving them away from the war factory, and then he pushes out with them. One reason being to use them as anti-air against the war factory, so they'll hold this. And I think he finds that having 5 mammoths is enough to kind of successfully push in. Otherwise, like the medium tanks here, they've got no health, so the orca's just going to pick them off before they really get to do any damage. But we'll see what he tries to do. There's a second war factory coming down for Rash. He's now floating 5k. Okay, he's going 2 war factory. He switched to tanks at this point. Yeah, Humvee Orca is a fun build, Rash, for sure. It's a tricky one to pull off, though. And here we can see the 5 mammoths. Now what AOD is going to do is use these to pressure into the actual pads, and because they're all grouped up together here, he's going to absolutely slaughter them if he gets to this point. And it's going to be very hard for Rash to deal with 5 mammoth tanks all clumped up together, even getting a few tanks out here, but we'll see if he manages it. Meanwhile, we got the Humvee pressure coming in up top. Could snipe this. We'll see. But in come the mammoths, and it looks like Rash is using the orcas here and not to try and deter these on their move. So these pads are just going to get shit on. Meanwhile, no snipes going on here. AOD still massing mammoths. Happy as Larry. Getting up the racks here to get the rocketmen out. But usually when you're... Oh, he's going for Grens. Not so sure it's a good idea. You want to go for minigunners or rocketmen. Only built the one though and then stopped. Not quite sure what that was about. He's going to get the ref up here. Alright, Rash was able to hold this off. Had just the right amount of tanks. Was able to hold the choke, I guess. While putting the pressure up here, AOD must have been distracted. Now Rash is going to be able to apply additional pressure here. Rash gonna get the rev. And come the orcas. These are put on guard mode, those orcas are dead. Keep them alive. And come the orcas. Do a little power harassment. Now he's going for the war factory, a bit late. But yeah, makes sense at this point in the game. GG, Rash can take it. There's no real viable way here for AOD to come back, especially when Rash does his construction yard, whereas AOD does not. GG's. Well played, Rash. Surprised that you're able to hold this against AOD's tanks. Good job. Ah, GG's. Good game. Well played, Rash. Not really sure. Terminated. Yeah, when you saw the initial war factory, why you decided to put down your own and not insta cancel it and just get orcas of your own. But like you said, you were kind of trying to love handles build, so yeah, makes sense. It's a good game. It's pretty fun.